All right, well, chiropractor Dr. Johnson joins us this morning to take your calls and questions. 436-1212. That's the number to call if you have a question. And thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
I'm tempted to ask you to crack my back before you leave, but let's go ahead and enter the phone lines. We already have a slew of callers and take our first call this Monday. Good morning. You're on News Talk.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I did a lot of painting this summer, and it seems that my right hand is showing a lot of characteristics pretty consistent with carpal tunnel. Particularly at night, I wake up and it's totally asleep and hurts a lot. Is there some stretching or some things I can do to help that muscle or that nerve or whatever it is?
You said a key thing. It bothers you at night, and typically when you see that, you start thinking more of a nerve problem actually coming from the neck that really creates the problem. So I would recommend icing down your neck. It doesn't actually make a lot of sense to ice down your neck unless you realize that the nerves control and regulate all of those functions. And so icing down the neck is probably the best thing that you can do for that.
Great. Thank you very much.
And thanks for calling. On to caller number 2. Good morning. You're on News Talk.
Hi. I wanted to ask if TheraBands, the elastic band rubber things, are really all that helpful for shoulder and neck stiffness and almost like a rotator cuff problem. I don't seem to be getting any better.
Yes, they are. The problem with those TheraBands is that they do take time. You're exercising the muscles, and that takes time. What people forget is that events or injuries are events, and healing is a process. And so the event can be just a few seconds, but the process that heals that can take weeks or months later. So I would just say stick with it, and you should get some good results with it.
Thank you.
And on to our third caller. Your question for Dr. Johnson this morning.
Yes. How early in life should a child maybe be able to get adjustments? I have a 6-year-old boy, and they're pretty active, and they roughhouse. And I was also wondering whether if being irritable or something like that, they don't always tell you, when they're hurting, that could be, a symptom.
It's a good question.
Yeah, very good question. We get that asked a lot in our office. The youngest patient that I've adjusted was my daughter. When she was 3 days old, I checked her spine out, and fortunately she didn't need an adjustment, but we treated several children at our office, and there really isn't a time where a certain age where somebody should start chiropractic care. They should just get their spine checked as early as possible, and if there is a problem, then they can be treating it. 6-year-olds are real active. They have slips and falls. They fall off their bike. They jump on the trampoline. If they're in any kind of sports, I'm sure they've had injuries that would benefit from chiropractic care.
All right, and very quickly, let's get our last question in. Hello, you're on News Talk.
Yes, doctor, I was calling. Every so often through the night I experience lower back ache. When I turn over, it aches really bad, and I never experience it any other time. What do you think is causing that? I do have a 16-month-old. I don't know if it's because I pick him up occasionally or whatever.
We see a lot of problems develop after ladies have a baby where they will start experiencing some lower back trouble. It could be due to the birth process, a very traumatic event, but I would recommend certainly getting that checked out.
Okay, Dr. Johnson, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it.
Thank you.